This is my third take, just to let you guys know. I should have wrote down what I wanted to talk about, but I didn't feel like doing that, so that's on me. Um, my name is Mila. I'm 16 years old, and this channel, I don't know what it's going to really be about. It's probably going to be about a lot of things, and I'm going to have to start getting organized with that because I'm not going to know what to do going forward after I post this. Depending on what happens with this video, um, I'm going to see what I like to do more. But just know that my name is Mila and I'm 16, only 16. Um, I just wanted to come on here and talk because I like to talk. And, I've gone through quite the struggles with myself, with my relationships, with people. And I realized how trauma really plays a part in how we treat people and how we let people treat us. Depending on your age bracket, I don't really care who watches this. Like it can be anybody, but depending on your age bracket, right? If you're my age, like a teenager, you know, you'll understand how other people treat you is how they are being treated by other people or at home, Nobody is purposely, you know, trying to do things to bring you down, to disrespect you. You know, people, we all have our own things going on, and hurt people. I know you hear that a lot probably, but that's actually the truth. Hurt people do hurt people. And I know that as somebody that was hurt and somebody that was on the receiving end of it, nobody ever does something to hurt you for fun. It's never just for fun. Like the movies and the TV shows make it seem like people just got everything going on and they're just doing it just to do it. But people that hurt your feelings, disrespect you in any sort of way, they're coming from some sort of hurt that they're not wanting to talk about. It doesn't make it excusable, but that's just what it is. Like, and I'm right here just making this video just to tell you guys how to deal with trauma so you're not doing that to other people and you're not receiving it from other people by three different categories: your family, your friends, and your romantic relationships, if you're even in one, or for the future, right? Starting off with your family. Your family is the most important thing. They are the people that are supposed to teach you and coach you into who you're supposed to be today. You know, we don't come with a handbook, you know. I didn't come with a handbook on how to be a teenager, just like how your parents didn't come with a handbook on how to parent, you know. But that still doesn't excuse it, you know. Some parents are still in that old generation, which is a weird generation, and some parents are wanting to change it and break the cycle. Even with that, sometimes fails happen, you know? We're all just cycled over and over and over and over and over again. We don't really know how to treat people because raising a human being is not easy, because we're going to have to teach them eventually. We're going to have to teach them right from wrong, you know. We're not, depending on how we are raised, it's up to us to change that, you know? Like some parents don't want their kids to go through what they went through. So they're changing certain things. But while they are changing certain things, they are blindsided to what was being done by them to you that wasn't necessarily right, you know? Some people just don't know how to not inflict their anger or frustration at whatever's going on other people. Depending on what your home life is like, this is mainly for people that are like having a rough time with their parents. Um, if you guys are going through a period where you're not being understood, where they're not being understood, where arguments are happening, or if sometime in life you were being mistreated by your parent, uh, verbally or physically, this is more so for you. But like I said, it's for everybody because everybody's parent is different. Um, the best thing you can really do, no matter how bad or good they react, sit them down and talk to them about things that you are struggling with in the hands of them. Whatever they've done to you that caused you to feel pain in any sort of way, emotionally or physically, like I said, talk to them about it. Let them know that what they did affected you that much. Like, I'll give you an example for me. During quarantine is when I started to remember certain things that my mom did that weren't necessarily right. And that's when I started to resent her, basically. That's when I started to take it out on her because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't realize until literally this age that why I was treating her a certain way, why I was doing certain things was because I was going through everything that I went through when I was a kid, like now. I was remembering things that she said, things that she did, the situations I was put in. I was remembering those and taking it out on her because she's the one that I'm pretty sure could control it. She can't control what other people do. Um, I'm not. I mean, I don't have a father figure. I did resent her for that, but that's something she couldn't control, and I let her know that. Like, I was upset with things that you could control and things that you couldn't control. Let her know why you are in the position you're in. Um, Depending on your mindset, you might take that trauma out on friends, relationships, romantic relationships. I mean, um, some people are either going to be treated a certain way and know not to treat anybody else like that, or they're not going to know the difference. Like I said, your mom or dad could like beat you to oblivion, and either you're going to be like, I'm never going to do that to anybody that I love, or you're going to say, maybe that's okay to do. That's what usually happens in the world. We're not taught what to do and what not to do when it comes to abuse, manipulation, things like that. We get those things from the people that brought us into this world, unfortunately. So, like I said, depending on your mindset, you're going to be like, this happened to me. I'm not going to do this to anybody else. I'm not going to do this to my future kids, to my future spouse. I'm not going to do that to them. But then other people are going to be like, okay, this happened to me when I was younger. I think it's normal. I think I can do that to other people. They're not going to think it's something that's wrong. That's what happens all the time. Um, what we need to learn how to do is learn not everything is right. Whatever happened to you is going to cause you to do some things that aren't necessarily good, but that's okay because we're all learning human beings. Like, we're all we don't come with a handbook. Like I said, you can be 1 years old to 100 and still not know certain things. You're still learning. Um, so that's why I'm telling you right now, as someone that's this age, that we're all still learning and it's okay to make mistakes. You just have to learn from them, okay? Your family is where it starts. That's why I'm taking a while to talk about this, because your family is where it starts. They're the one that sets the foundation for you on how to treat people and how to let other people treat you. Um, when it comes to friends, this is a bit different. It's a bit difficult because having friends is literally what is half of the reason why we have happiness, basically. Like, to have people be there for you, be there by your side when you need it, to laugh and joke with, to cry with, to run to, that is what brings life together. So if you're going through a situation where you don't have many friends, or you're having a fallout, um it's good to know that us as human beings, we need other human beings. Like, we're not put on this earth to be lonely. Nobody is ever put on this earth to be lonely. In the time that it will come for you. Like, if you're going through a season of loneliness right now, then that is for a reason. Like, we're never going to ever die alone, okay? And even if you're feeling like romantically, like, okay, nobody's coming for me right now, that means I'm going to freaking die alone. No, that's not what it means. That just means you're in a season of loneliness to learn about yourself more, basically. Um, Sit in silence with yourself and realize your worth. Um, and like I'm saying, this goes for friends too. You need to realize your worth, because not all the time will you have a healthy friendship with people. Um, you have to learn how to be treated by them and how to treat them, what to not stand for, you know? Have a friend that's going to be like, hey, you did this, but I don't really think that was right. Like, you don't need a friend that's going to be like saying things that you've done that are not really right, that it is right. It's not always right. And we're not always going to be correct. We don't need people in our lives that are going to be like, hey, you did this, but that's okay. No, no. We're gonna need people that are gonna be like, hey, you could have did better. Um, so that's number one. Number two, don't ever stay in a toxic friendship. Toxic friendships are everywhere, but you need to know the signs, okay? If your friend is acting weird towards you when it comes to what you look like, the accomplishments that you have, if they seem like they're trying to bring you down, leave. That's it. Um, if you're in something romantic and that friend is blatantly, if not necessary, blatantly trying to cause some sort of mishap between you two, leave that friend. Not, we don't have to always say, "Oh, they're my friend. I would choose my friend over this person." Okay, yeah. But if they are trying to, okay, what's a helicopter? My bad. Um, if they are trying to ruin something with obvious malicious content, then yeah, you gotta choose one person over the other, because you don't want to have a friend that's going to stand there, be obviously jealous of you, and let them run your mind. Like, no. Now it's different. Like, if the friend sees that something's going on in a relationship that you have, and they're saying, hey, this is kind of weird, then you should listen to them. Because I mean, I've had situations where I was trying to tell my friend, hey, what this person did to you was kind of weird. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily healthy. Don't tell them blatantly, hey, you should just leave them. No, let them figure it out on their own, but still be there for them. To still, still be there to tell them what isn't right and what is right. Like, you can't tell somebody what to do, but still be there as a support. If you see something wrong, say it. That is the type of friend you want. But you don't want a friend that's going to just like be obviously jealous of you. Like, we don't need that, you know? Um the worst thing in the world is to have a friend that is trying to bring you down, when it comes to your physical, your mental, anything. A friend that's trying to bring you down is not a friend. Anything that you wouldn't want to be done to you, if that friend does it to you, that's it, you know? We don't need that in our lives, okay? You want a supportive friend, like I said, that's going to be there to tell you if you're not in a good situation, if you should have did something better. You need that, okay? If your friend just randomly stops talking to you, then just don't even entertain it, okay? Because I was going through a horrible time in the beginning of seventh grade. the only friend I had just randomly stopped talking to me, and I was alone for a long time, and that puts you into like some sort of depression because you need friends, you need people to talk to. It's going to ruin you. But just know, if you're being put through a season of loneliness, that means something better is coming for you. It doesn't always mean like you're going to die alone. Like I said, that means something is coming um to you, sooner or later. Romantic relationships, this won't be too difficult to talk about because we need to like know our worth as human beings, okay? I'm going to talk about two different types, okay? If you're a person that's being put through a situation where you're being abused, manipulated, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, things like that, we need to know our worth, okay? We need to learn how to reach out to people for help. Um, just know that that person, whoever the person is, they are not they're not doing it. They're doing it like subconsciously, even though it's like they know what they're doing. They're doing it. It's a run. It's a running thing. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. Like if you're being put in a situation where you're being hurt by somebody who doesn't seem to care, that's because they have something going on, and you don't deserve to be put in that situation. You need somebody better than that. When we talk about like physical things, it's not easy to say to somebody, "Oh, just leave." Like why are you still in this if you're not, like, just leave? It's not that. It's definitely not that easy. There are a serious amount of situations where girls or boys try to leave a physically abusive relationship and end up harmed or dead by the end of it. It's not that easy to say, "Let's leave." It's not that easy. Like, you need friends that will help you out of a situation, and that's just it. Like, call the cops if you need. Like, y'all be seeing them Johns on like social media where it's like a person is calling the cops and they're pretending like to like order a pizza or something. Do that. Just don't. Even though I know it's hard to stay in a like physically abusive relationship, it's hard to leave and it's hard to stay. It's better to try than to get yourself hurt even more. I know, like I said, it's not easier said than done, but that's usually what you should do. Um, there is organizations out there that you can reach out to help you get out of that situation, and know that you're not alone, and know that you're not being put in this situation because you're being punished in some sort of way. Don't think you deserve it at all. It's not a deserving thing. Nobody deserves to get their like hands put on them. Like, you don't deserve that. Um, mentally abusive is really kind of a difficult topic, actually. Um, yeah, it's difficult because people can easily manipulate you, and if you are easily manipulated, then I don't know. I think the best thing you could do is, like I said, get advice, see the signs. Um, if someone is trying to get you to stop hanging out with your friends, okay, if somebody's like trying to get you to stop hanging out with your friends because deep down inside they know that what they're doing is wrong, then dead it, you know? If they're trying to keep you in a situation that isn't healthy, dead it, you know? It's very obvious, but not obvious to see when somebody's manipulating you because they're so good at it. And if they're that good at it, that means they're a freaking monster. So it's time to go. Um, my friend was actually put in a situation like that, and I was the one that wasn't liked by him only because I was trying to tell her he's weird. He would get mad at her for things that she really couldn't control. Like, and if you are ever in a situation where you are taken advantage of and you are brave enough to tell that person, hey, this is what happened to me, and they are as disgusting enough to say, what were you wearing? What did you do to provoke that? Then they are weird and it is time to skedaddle. It's time to skedaddle. We can't be in this. We can't be in this. Like, you don't want to be with somebody that can't even show remorse for you. You can't even be in that. It's nasty, low key. It's really nasty. Okay? That's what I'm gonna say about that. Um, like I said, it's kind of hard to see the signs, but when you see the signs, you gotta go. Because then one of two things will happen. Either you're going to, if you're in this age bracket, like I said, either your first relationship experience, you're going to probably inflict the negative into your new relationship, and that's what we don't need, um, at all. So you don't get into a relationship afterwards very quickly, because then you're going to either expect the same thing or you're going to, like I said, inflict that negative into the next person, and we don't need that. We don't need a cycle. Um, yeah, that's what I want to say. I don't know. This was actually really nice. Maybe I'll do it again. It depends though, because like I run out of like ideas really quickly, so I don't know like what to talk about every single time. But I'm just telling you that you're worth it and don't stay in a situation for nothing. If somebody is taking advantage of you or hurting you, we don't need that. We don't need them. Get out of it. Um, yeah, things better for you will come. Do not be negative. Don't inflict your mind with negative thoughts, or you'll get exactly what you